Hi, it's Jeff Shore. Have you been frustrated with that customer who carries a sense of entitlement into the sales conversation? I'll show you how to deal with that coming up next. Well, greetings, Jeff Shore, and welcome to a brand new series called Dealing with Challenging Customers. Now, we all want to believe that our customers are the happiest, easygoing, laid-back people that we'll ever meet in our life. Somehow, in the world of sales, it doesn't always work out that way. Perhaps you've noticed. So what we're going to do is I'm going to break this down into several different types of challenging customers, and we're going to try and figure out what do we do, how do we respond when we face those adversities. And I do consider it an adversity when we deal with somebody who is being a little bit difficult and maybe a little snarky, maybe they got a little attitude. But as the great Charlie Plumb once said, adversity is a terrible thing to waste. There are things that we can learn out of that time of adversity that will really help you to be a more well-rounded salesperson. Now, let's put it another way. If you need really happy, well-adjusted people to walk through your door in order to get sales, I got a big disappointment. You're going to have a tough career. So we're going to break these down and we're going to look at different characteristics of challenging customers, starting with the entitled customer. You know that person who seems like, boy, you owe them something and they walk through the door with this sense that you're going to hand it to them and then they can demand whatever they want. Okay, so let's break this down a little bit. First of all, I want to start by the idea that this is a perception consideration more than anything else. That is that you are perceiving that this customer is acting in an entitled way. But if you ask the customer, and if they were being brutally honest with themselves, are you acting entitled? They would say no. But it is our perception. And I think that it's up to us to be able to challenge our own perception with the question, am I being fair? Am I summing this person up correctly? Now, the reason it's so important that we have that mindset is that we have to understand that entitlement mentality, this is a style issue, not a character issue. It's critical that we understand that. There are people who, yes, are more demanding, and that is their style. That is just sort of what they've always known. They may have grown up with parents who gave them that education, and they may have grown up in a culture where they feel more entitled. But to them, that is normal. To you, it might be off-putting, but here's the problem. When I see something that's off-putting, I tend to put that as a character judgment on the person in front of me, and that's where we make a big mistake. This is not an assault on their character. This is their style. How do we deal with the entitled person? It starts with respect. And one of the ways that I can show that respect is to make sure that I'm smiling and being respectful even when I'm saying no. And with this customer, they want to know where the limits are. So we are going to have to come along and show them where those limits are. But we want to be respectful. So the line would be something like, I totally respect your willingness to ask. I understand that. Let me tell you why we will not be doing that. Okay? Let me tell you why we will not be giving in, why we will not be granting your request. And I use that word very specifically. Many people say, we can't do that. You know what? You can. And that kind of bugs the entitled person. They know you can, and they'll probably throw that back. Yes, you can. I think you're better off getting to in front and saying, let me explain why we won't do that. Because now you've got your very firm statement, we're not going to do it, but here's our rationale. Do it with a smile on your face. Respect what that person is coming from. Remember, this is not a character trait. It's just a style. It's a behavioral style. So stay strong, stay positive, explain to them that you respect where they're coming from, but here's why we won't be doing that. Those entitled buyers are tough. I'm not going to try and make light of that, but you got to keep your positive edge, outlast them, and then you can change their world.